Beep, 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 beep. All the stew, you would approve for the Jester. Hello. Oh, God. There's so much going on. I can barely keep up. So I thought we'd have a little roundup. A roundup of a few things that have amused me this week that may or may not amuse you. And we're off. First out the gate, right? Nicola Sturgeon. There's a fantastic reporter. I think he's from ITV. I'll put the links in the doobries as usual. Become a warrior teacher, by the way. I put the links in the doobries as usual, right? He's nailed her to the wall. It was glorious to watch. Glorious. Scottish prisons. Procedure. Process. Right, it exposed her for what she is, which is a gender-addled grievance gerbil. As she tried to snuffle her way out of the black hole she finds herself in. Make no bones about it, this is a full-on theist at the Church of Gender and Queer. A full-on theist, right? She thinks she's doing God's work. So not only did he nail her when he asked the question, should a bloke be in a woman's prison, he then nailed her again. Should this bloke have been in a woman's prison? She was twice on the hook. I was tempted to cut it and use it as my opening sound. So that's been utterly glorious. That's a really serious situation, but these moments of levity that are brought about by the absolute arrogance and ignorance of these ridiculous gender theists bring me great pleasure. I'm sorry, I don't care, right? Making a difference, folks. You're making a difference, okay? So things are starting to move. I think she's done, right? And I think that for those of the people of Scotland who wanted another vote for independence because they felt it should be an independent country, I've already said it before, if that's what you want to go for, go for it. Get people to vote for it and find out. I've said before, I don't want you to go. Do you know what I think the sad thing about this is? I think you've knocked back that possibility by 30 years. I think her absolute adherence to the Church of Gender and her inability to get out of her ideological pit means that there is nobody who now thinks that independence is a serious thing. In fact, what it's done is highlighted the need for the UK government to provide a bulwark when the Scottish people voted a nutter and refused to vote her out. That's a shame. That's a shame. Get her out, right? There's not going to be a good replacement, I'll tell you that now. And the Greens have gone quiet, have you noticed? Right? I think it's winter in the Greens because they've stopped crowing. They're just gone silent. And then they posted, oh, actually, we won't be at question time for the Parliament because we're busy with the miners. Not miners. But is it who's striking now? Right, we're busy with the people who are striking, so we won't be there. We're going to be, yeah, you won't be there. Run, rabbit, run, 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 run. Likewise, Owen, talk of X, Owen Jones, puts up a post saying, surely the issue is that there shouldn't be this many women in prison. Why aren't people talking about that? Julie Bindle's been talking about it for 30 years. Owen, you absolute unmitigated twerp, right? You insignificant smidgen of blowfish shit, right? Because that's him on the run. It's like, oh my God, oh look, a squirrel. He's like a golden retriever that's got caught shit in the flower bed. We should be talking about the fact there are too many women in prison. You can try and reframe this, Owen, but we've got the receipts, kiddo, and you are never going to be forgiven for what you've done. Same goes for Sturgeon. And then there was some other bloke that actually I've not come across before, but apparently was a real pusher of this ideology, who said when somebody asked him the question about, should these men be in a woman's prison, he went, I've nothing to say about that. Oh, God, the chickens are coming home to roost. Right, so that sort of amused the hell out of me, because I'm easily amused. Right, I'm easily amused. Right, the next thing we had was, this is literally unbelievable, right? We had some fat bloke in a dress and glasses who couldn't skate, skating at the finish, figure skating competition. There's a video of what looks like a finished Ronnie Barker in a skirt, right? And he comes on the ice, and you're thinking to yourself when you're watching it, you're going, what? It looks like Nurse Gladys Emanuel on the Thames in the Victorian era. He comes on, dressed in the most ridiculous outfit, right? Wobbles for about 12 feet and then loses it completely. So he's just sort of stuck in this sliding thing where I think his knees went. Here I am now, my authentic self. I'm 2.5 inches off the ice and I can't get up. Oh. It turns out he's a bit of a foot fetishist, I think, isn't it? Or does he like sniffing something? There's all sorts of stuff's coming out about him now, right? Took a woman's place. Swine. Took a woman's place. Took a woman's place. You know, you want to see what's really telling about him and his attitude. Okay? Is when he's finished doing his, you know, his act that would have got you 200 quid when you've been framed, right? When he's finished doing that, is what happens when the woman helps him up. Watch carefully. You watch him take the flag. You watch him do it. Yep, you watch the little tug. We see you, man. So there's another one of him doing the rounds where he's dressed like some, I don't know, some bizarre Brunhilde. And I'm just waiting for somebody to find the right music to go with it. You know? Dun-dum, 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 dun-dum. There he is, sort of trying to escape, you know? What the hell are people playing at? Right? This isn't helping anyone's cause, I can tell you now. Because this becomes, and this is what it will become if they allow these stupid people to get anywhere near anything. Who would, I mean, if he was just a bloke on a pair of skates who thought he could do it, they wouldn't give it to him, right? It's because he's claimed a special identity, when in fact all he is really is probably just a cross-dressing sniffer of something. I don't know. He might be a decent bloke. You never can tell, can you? That's half the problem. Right, so that was rather glorious. Okay. Ronnie Barker on ice. Stop, Barry, stop. I can't. It just fucking killed me when I saw it. I couldn't stop laughing. Right, okay. And then we get to something which is a bit more serious, but is still ridiculously funny. Right, which is some hulking great bloke called Montgomery has turned up at Edinburgh University in order to run a session where he teaches people to be homophobic. Really? Links are in the doobie, right? There's a slide, right? And him being him, because he's an arrogant git, him being him, he put the slide up afterwards and said, "You're missing bits off my slide, here's the whole one." Right, okay, so we've got the whole one. And it's literally, he's saying, these are dog whistles. You have to see it to believe it, right? These are dog whistles of the type that means that somebody is a transphobic extremist, right? That's what he's saying. That's what you've got to get your head around, right? So have a look at them in the link that I put up showing you on the Twitters that's got the picture in it. So saying that somebody is same-sex attracted is a dog whistle, and it indicates the person is an extremist. The whole talk is there. It's available to watch on YouTube. You have to see it to believe it, but you just sit there laughing because it's so ridiculous. Unfortunately, Edinburgh University have as yet failed to respond to anybody who's asked them the question, why are you teaching your staff networks homophobia? Not only that, misogyny as well. Possibly a drop of rape culture. Have a look at the slides and let me know what you think, okay? My response to this is to laugh at Montgomery's nonsense. Right? But he's a virulent homophobe. It's fairly obvious from the statements he makes when he's speaking, and it's fairly obvious from the slides. Virulent homophobia of the worst kind. Right? Doesn't stop it being funny. Twat. Right? Then somebody says to me, it's not students, it's the staff he's teaching. I'm like, right, okay, that's even better. That's the stuff the staff are going to teach the students. How did this individual get themselves into Edinburgh University? Who recruited them to do the job? Who is funding it? And who authorised that funding from the public purse? This breaches the public sector equality duty on so many levels, it's unreal. And I've been spoken to by a couple of parents who were going to send their children to Edinburgh, but they're now frightened to. So I think that by allowing Colin to speak, they've actually created a hostile environment for homosexuals and women. But what do I know? So there you go, right? Mad Scottish MPs, right? A fat Ronnie Barker lookalike on ice skates, and a homophobe living at large in the middle of Edinburgh University. That was the week that was. What is going on? The world's gone mad. Right? Okay? And all of them can get in the bin. So I'll see you later, folks. That'll do for today. I can't take any more.